Today we're going to be making a star wreath. So the most important ingredient you're going to need are evergreens. I get mine free at Home Depot. If you go over near the Christmas tree section, they have a big bin and they cut these bottom limbs off then when people buy trees and they discard them, and you are allowed to take them for free. So that's where I get mine. I bring them home and I cut them into more manageable sizes. I'm putting them in this basket so they're easy to transport inside. If you have a really nice backyard with some evergreens, that's the way to go. You can clip your own. If you don't have that, you can also buy these from any Home Depot store or Christmas tree lot. You can buy bunches. I think at Home Depot they're about $7 or $8. Hi, I'm Jan, and today I'm going to be making this wreath. And if you'd like to make one, this is all you're going to need. You'll need a wire form, and if you don't have one, you can cut it out of cardboard and use it. I've done it in the past and it works great. So once you have your form, then you're going to need the evergreens, which we've covered already. You can get them at Home Depot, your backyard, or wherever you can source them. You're going to need 3 or 4 large branches. It doesn't take much, but extra is always preferred. Then you're going to need either thin gauge or medium gauge wire. You can use one or the other. I used both in this project. Green wire is preferred, but this is what I had, so that's what I'm going to use. You need some wire cutters and some pruning shears. It's best to use the wire cutters to cut your wire and not your pruning shears because it'll dull them really quickly. And the last thing is a pair of gloves would be recommended in case you're sensitive to the wire or the greenery. It's always good to have a pair. So yeah, that's all you're gonna need. Let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is figure out the length that we want. I'm going to make bunches for each section of the star. So that's 2 sections for each point. I'm going to make mine about this long. And what I do is cut about 3 or 4 of the limbs to create a bunch. Once you have your bunch put together, you're going to need some wire. I cut mine about 12 to 15 inches long. You're going to want a tail left over. So you start on one side and wrap it around the ends of the bunch, and then twist it to secure it, and you should have a tail with the rest of the wire, and you just want to leave that until later. We'll come back to that. Now we have to make 9 more, so cue the time lapse. it's a good idea to stagger your branches. So you put one down and then you put one way and the other way, kind of alternate, so that they don't, and they create a point much easier. They don't clump up in the middle if you stack them on top of one another. So you just want to alternate, put one facing one way, one facing the other, and then secure them at the bottom. Okay, so now I have all 10 bunches made, and we're going to use that little tail that we had left over from wrapping the bunches to secure it to the wire frame. Just wrap it around until it feels sturdy. And then we're going to take the next bunch and we're going to hide the skinny pointy end under the bunchy end as we go around the form. That end under that end. And we'll go all the way around the form. Okay, so now we've got all 10 bunches secure to the wire frame. And it doesn't look so great. It's really bushy and doesn't look quite like a star yet. Don't worry about that. It's going to happen. So what you want to do is you get your thin to medium gauge wire, and we're going to start at one point and wrap around the form and through the leaves, securing and shaping the star. You'll have to thread the wire through the bunches and secure the wire itself, the tail end, to the wire form before you get started wrapping. That'll anchor our wire so that we can wrap it around the greenery. I go over and then under, and then I bring it back up and I weave it in between the little branches to kind of hide the wire. Still not worrying too much about shaping, just want to get it a little bit more secure and fixed to the wire structure. We'll go back and trim and tidy up as we need to after we do this stage. Now that you've
wrapped your wire all the way around your form, you're going to want to tie off the end by cutting it with your wire cutters and then anchoring it to the top. I tucked it under some of the bunches and just wrapped it around one of the points. So there you have it. Looking a little bit better, but we need to go back in and shape it a little bit. So you're going to need your pruning shears. What you want to do is just hold it up and see where some of the branches are kind of unwieldy, sticking out, not cooperating. Just to try to make it a little bit more star-shaped. If there's a big wieldy bunch, like right there, I'm going to cut that off. Just need to tame it a little bit so that we get more of a star shape. I didn't do mine really strict. I liked it a little more rustic looking, so I did leave some unwieldy bits and pieces here and there, just because I think it's more charming. So don't worry about cutting off too much. You can always go back and stick in places. I'm sticking some in on this side here because I thought it needed a little plumping up. I'm just using the wire that's already there that we wrapped around the form to tuck them in. They should stay nice and secure without adding any extra wire. You want to go in the direction of the form and the limbs that you've put in place so that it looks cohesive. I'm just continuing to cut and trim and prune and refine until I get a shape that I really like. And I think I'm done. Hold it up and see what you think. I think it looks great. I think I'm done. Time for cleanup. So the audio on this was really bad, so I did a voiceover. So if you see myself talking to myself or trying to talk to you, it's because I did a voiceover for this video. So the sound quality was much better.
So there you have it. All done. I just love it. I think it looks great. And I tucked it away in this little corner in my kitchen. And I didn't put a bow or anything on it. I just put the cascading lights, which I love because I tend to like things really simple. But you could put a bow on it. You could put battery operated lights on it and put it on your door. I think any way you do it, it would be stunning. I just love this project because it brings a pop of green in this time of year where you need it. And it's inexpensive. If you make your own form, or if you have one, if you source your greens from your own backyard or Home Depot for free, then it's really inexpensive and fun project to do. I usually do it every year. I usually do like a wreath, or this is the first time I'm doing the star, and I just adore it. Sometimes I'll do a tree. Maybe I'll do a tree for next year. But yeah, I just love it. And I hope you found that helpful. One more thing, I did a decorate with me video, so I'll leave that link below if you're interested. It's a fun one. I think you'll like it. So go check that out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.